Man, what a day our next guest had this past weekend as he made maybe the biggest sequence of saves I've ever seen in overtime to help Maryland protect and hold on for a huge win down at Virginia. And he's a freshman. The pride of Catonsville. Brian Ruppel is with us here on GCR. Brian, it's Glenn. It's great to chat with you, man. Thank you so much for taking the time for us.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you for having me on here.
Hey Brian, can you possibly take me into that mindset, in that moment? Because all of us have seen it and said, How is that possible?" When something like that is unfolding, do you even have a second to recognize, hey, that was pretty cool, or is that not even something that you can process right then?
Yeah, I think in the moment, wasn't really processing it much, just kind of trying to see the ball and stop it. And then kind of when it all happened, you're just trying to clear the ball, get to our offense, hopefully get a goal to win the game. So that's kind of all that was going through my mind in that moment.
Dude, it worked out okay for you, obviously. How many times have you looked at it since Saturday?
I think I've seen it a couple times for sure. It's definitely going around a lot. I try not to focus on it too much right now, especially going off to
I get it.
Monday. It's
Yep.
another big challenge this Saturday, so trying to put it behind me as much as I can and kind of focus on Penn State this weekend.
I understand that, obviously, moving into conference play. Brian, where does it come from? That you are, at such a young age, able to compose yourself so incredibly well in a moment like that?
I think it definitely starts with our leadership. We have a very veteran defense. I think our defense tells me every game they have my back. I kind of tell them I have theirs. So I just feel very comfortable behind those guys, and I hope that they feel comfortable with me and just kind of try to do my job. I know they're going to do theirs, and we kind of work hand in hand.
Brian, a couple weeks ago, everything kind of changed for this team, and the plan obviously would have been that you have been able to learn this year under Logan and prepare yourself for the future. When Logan got hurt, what went through your mind? I know it wasn't you at first that stepped into the role, but did you immediately say, I'm good, I'm ready, I know I can do this at this level?
I mean, I definitely think we all felt bad for Logan. I think that was our first just mindset, just kind of feel definitely bad for him just because he puts in so much work. He's such a veteran guy, and he's kind of been teaching me the ropes even when I wasn't playing or anything like that. So I've kind of been learning from him all the way through. Same with Teddy. They kind of just are teaching me every day, every second. So, I mean, when I got my shot, just kind of thought, just got to take advantage of the opportunity, and just kind of it all happened that way.
No doubt about it. Brian Ruppel, Maryland goalie, Catonsville alum, with us here on GCR. As he pointed out, they open up conference play. They take on Penn State on Saturday, a Big Ten Network game, 5 o'clock down in College Park. Brian, I keep saying Catonsville because I remember when I called the game at Loyola that I know didn't go the way that you guys wanted, and I remembered having my analyst say, dude, they really love this kid out of Catonsville. And I said, boy, Catonsville, that's not typically the place where you find everybody to come from. Normally, you're thinking about the powerhouse private schools. Can you take me through your journey and why it was Catonsville for you and why you never left maybe to go somewhere I'm sure they would have liked you to play and how that helped you on this path along to Maryland?
I think it's definitely a little different path, but I mean, I'm so close to Catonsville. My whole family's been there pretty much my whole life, and I just love Catonsville so much. I thought it'd be awesome to play there and play for a public school like that, play with my friends. I think it definitely has put a big chip on my shoulder all the way throughout my career, and just I think it's definitely shaped me for this opportunity and this moment. Couldn't be happier with my time at Catonsville for sure.
That's cool, man. It's really cool that hearing you say play with your friends. It almost sounds like LeBron James, right? That it means more to you that you got the opportunity to do it alongside the kids that you had grown up with.
Absolutely.
Man, that's a powerful thing, dude. That's a really impressive thing. Being at Maryland, obviously the goal is to win national championships. How much does a win like that on Saturday galvanize an entire team and say, right, whatever happened before this is Maryland lacrosse. This is what we're all about.
I definitely think it's cool, but at the same time, win or loss, we still got to move on to the next week. I think it's got like I said, a huge opportunity against Penn State, a really good team coming in trying to beat us. So we got to be ready for the challenge and kind of move on to the next one.
Are you this even keel in every situation? Do you sound so cool in these moments, Brian? Do you allow yourself at all a little bit of celebration, a little bit of high fives, something like that?
I mean, there's definitely smiles. There's definitely smiles after the game, but I mean, like I said, just kind of can't get too high, can't get too low.
I get it.
Going through losses, going through wins. So either way, you gotta have a clear mindset going into the next week.
Was there any particular like text message or tweet or something that you saw from somebody that stood out to you after this? Like, wow, that's really cool. That meant something to me.
I think just first off, my parents, I think just kind of seeing their smiles on their faces after the game, especially, and just kind of their texts, and my family. My brother was there, so that was pretty cool too. Just seeing their smiles, how happy they were, how happy they were for me. It was definitely pretty cool.
Yeah. Did you get like an attaboy from Brett? I mean, Brett's such a hell of a player. He's not going to make a mistake like that maybe ever again in his life. Did he come over to you and say, "Hey, bro, thanks for bailing me out a little bit on that one"?
I mean, a little bit. He bails me out all the time, so I mean,
Right.
he kind of gave me a little hug, but I mean, he's always at my back. I gotta have his sometimes.
Dude, I mean, he's an unbelievable player. I am not going to start casting aspersions on Brett Makar at all. That guy might never make a mistake again in his career. He is so good at this. Brian, I guess I should, why was it Maryland for you? You know, like somebody that obviously is as talented as you are, had all of the interest in the world. Why was it that you wanted to play right here at Maryland?
I think I always grew up a Maryland fan. I think playing for your state's something really special. And I mean, once I started talking to Coach Tillman during the recruiting process, I kind of just loved their culture. I love the coaching staff and just the program, what they stand for. I think I really fell into that and fell in love with the place right when I stepped foot on campus.
That's awesome, man. And obviously we know what it is that Maryland lacrosse is all about, so that all makes sense in the world. And then what do we need to know about you, dude? Like when you're not playing lacrosse, what are you up to? What are you all about? Like how do you spend maybe a Friday night in the fall when you don't have to worry about a game the next day?
I think just hanging out with my friends. I mean, I think we have 50 of my best friends on this team, so just spending time with them, spending time with my family. I think it's just that's kind of me when I'm not playing lacrosse, I guess.
It seems simple enough. You like something that you've binged recently, something that you're super into?
I don't know. I'm not a huge TV guy, nothing like that. I don't know. I kind of just trying to focus on lacrosse as much as possible, focus on school as well. That's kind of what we're doing this spring.
Look at you, man. What about? Can I assume you're a big Ravens fan?
Oh, absolutely, huge.
All right. And are you like dying to know right now whether or not Lamar's going to stick around?
I mean, I really hope he does. That's for sure.
Right. I love that, Brian Ruppel, man. I don't know what else to say other than congratulations, bro. That was unbelievable to watch. Look forward to seeing you guys back in action against Penn State on Saturday. Thanks for hopping on with us for a couple of minutes.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for having me.